is good, YouTube, and welcome back to a brand new video. And today, since I've been asked to kind of do it, and it's kind of a rumor a little bit right now, we're gonna be doing a James Harden Philadelphia 76ers rebuild today. Before we get into this video though, guys, explaining how this could happen, leave a like and subscribe to this YouTube channel if you've not already. Always greatly appreciated. It helps grow the channel, so thank you guys so much for that. But like I said, there's been a lot of rumors, speculation about James Harden's, disgruntledness in Brooklyn or whatever it may be. It was kind of shut down yesterday, though, by Adrian Wojnarowski saying the Nets have no interest in trading James Harden at the trade deadline. Now, I will tell you, in this video, I did trade him at the trade deadline. This probably would not happen at the trade deadline, but I could see this happening in the offs, or maybe it probably wouldn't happen in the offseason. But this is a scenario that could be really interesting for these three teams I had involved. So it was a three-team trade that I had happen at the trade deadline. Could potentially happen in the offseason if James Harden really did want out of Brooklyn for whatever reason. So this is the trade. Daryl Morey gets James Harden, and then let's go ahead and take a look at this. I thought it was interesting. Let me know what you guys think of it once you look at it. So it's kind of a big one. We're going to take a look at it. So basically, this is what happened. So so it involves Ben Simmons, James Harden, and Bradley Beal. So obviously the Wizards are kind of in a weird scenario right now. And then you got Ben Simmons, who hasn't played at all for Philadelphia. And then you got James Harden, who's been kind of in some rumors, like I said. So basically, the Nets get Bradley Beal, the 76ers get James Harden, and then the Wizards get Ben Simmons to start the rebuild. So it's kind of an interesting trade. There is some moving pieces in it as well, but obviously you could kind of put whatever you want in there to fill it out. Draft picks, other young players, or whatever it may be. But basically, the main thing is that the Wizards are getting Ben Simmons and then Matisse Thybulle as well. And then the Nets are getting Bradley Beal to replace James Harden, who apparently is unhappy with the nightlife or whatever that rumor was about. And then the 76ers get their wish and getting a star player for Ben Simmons with James Harden. So I thought this was an interesting three-team trade. Is this going to happen? Probably not, but it kind of makes sense in a way, but it's most likely not going to happen. So basically in the offseason, the Wizards could sign and trade Bradley Beal in this scenario. Same thing, James Harden sign and trade or whatever it may be. So I just kind of made it happen at the trade deadline, which this is probably not going to happen at the deadline, but in the offseason, that's a little bit more of a possibility, but probably still isn't going to happen. Let me know what you guys think of this three-team deal. I thought it was interesting. I thought it kind of fills each team's need, I guess. Not really. I mean, I don't think the Nets would want to trade James Harden. It's just kind of a weird rumor that's going on right now. But if we take a look at the 76ers now that obviously Ben Simmons is gone, now you have Joel Embiid and James Harden paired up like Daryl Morey wants really badly. So now you have Maxey, James Harden, Danny Green, Tobias Harris, Joel Embiid, Andre Drummond, Seth Curry, Georges Niang, and Raul Neto. So also Raul Neto was involved in that trade from the Wizards, by the way. That's why he's here. So I'm going to put Shake Milton in over him, though, to be honest with you. So yeah, we'll do that. So we're going to go ahead and simulate to the end of the season. Now that we have James Harden and Joel Embiid, we are going to keep tabs on the Wizards as well. And we're also going to keep tabs on the Nets with the whole Bradley Beal thing. So now the Nets have Beal, Kevin Durant, and Kyrie Irving. And then, of course, you got on the Wizards, you got Matisse Thybulle, Ben Simmons, and a couple draft picks I had involved there as well. So the Wizards start a rebuild. The Nets just replace James Harden, who's unhappy, and then Philadelphia finally gets rid of Ben Simmons for James Harden. So that was the trade. Let me know what you guys think of it, what you would add, and if you don't like the trade at all, definitely let me know. I'm definitely open for any discussion you may want to start. Let's go ahead and split the rest of the season, though, and see how this finishes out with Joel Embiid and James Harden paired together. Additionally, today's video is sponsored by Prize Picks, which is a DFS player props app that's matching up to a $100 deposit when you use my code Crushables. Let me show you. Prize Picks is a DFS app where you're literally facing no one other than the numbers. You're just facing the projections. Let me show you some of my past entries. So on this one, I decided to do a power play where I decided to bet the over on Rudy Gobert and Harrison Barnes. The power play was able to 3 times my money, and Rudy Gobert and Harrison Barnes were both able to hit, which mounted me to $150. On this one, I did a flex play with LaMelo, Fred VanVleet, Joe Harrison, Gordon Hayward. Unfortunately, Joe Harris was only like 3 points off. If he literally hit one of his threes, I would have walked away with $100. So unfortunate, but that's just what happens. But I didn't walk away with nothing, as I was still able to win $32 after only betting 21. So I didn't walk away with nothing. So you can decide whether or not you want to do flex plays or power plays. Feel free to use my link in the description. Of course, you can always ask me on Twitter if you have any questions, and use my code Crushables when you sign up. So before we even get to, adding a little bit more around the team, we only finished up as the 8th seed in the East, which is really disappointing, to be honest with you. Maxey wins most improved, Coach Dear Jenkins, Doug Park executive, which is cool. But looking at the player stats past all of that, we had 26 from Embiid, 24.7 from Harden, 17 from Harris, and 14.5 from Maxey, 13 from Drummond. So we are in the play-in, which is great, but we're playing Milwaukee, so somebody threw a game, and we actually did win. So we're in the playoffs, which is great. So We are in the postseason, which is great, obviously, but we do have to play the Charlotte Hornets, which I feel like we could potentially upset them. I guess just a matter of seeing what happens. Let's see if we could upset the Charlotte Hornets. Simulate current round against Charlotte, and we are up 3-1, and we beat them in 7. Okay, so W. We beat the Charlotte Hornets in 7. The Toronto Raptors swept the Chicago Bulls, and we get to play the Toronto Raptors here. Fred VanVleet, Gary Trent, OG Anunoby, Scotty Barnes, Siakam, and Chris Boucher. So in the current round, and we are going to sweep the Raptors. Now we get the Boston-Philadelphia series we're all familiar with. We've seen it a lot in the past, but now we got Al Horford, Schroeder, Jaylen Brown, Tatum, Richardson. I mean, both these teams are loved by 2K, so this could either, this could technically go either way. So somebody current round, and we're going to beat them in 5. So already, before we've even done anything, we're in the NBA Finals. We have to play the Jazz now. Mike Conley, Donovan Mitchell, Bojan, Rudy Gay, Rudy Gobert, Hassan Whiteside. Well, I guess let's see if we win a championship in season 1 before I can even do anything as the 8 or as the 7th seed, I guess. And we actually lost in 5. Unfortunate. So James Harden gets to the finals, but we end up losing, which is just really disappointing. But it's okay. We can still add more talent around this team and get better. So let's just go straight to this offseason and get started. So we don't have a draft lottery pick, obviously. The Wizards are there, and they have pick number 10. And other than that, we have pick number 19. So we have the 19th pick in the draft. Staff signing, we have obviously Doc Rivers as, I guess, one of the better coaches in the NBA. Some people call him overrated or whatever, but I won't say that. So we'll go ahead and go to the draft now. On draft night with the 19th overall selection, is there anybody I want to trade away? No, not really. Not right now. So we'll just kind of go and see if we can grab a number 19. So in the 19th, or the 19th pick in the first round, we have Kendall Brown on the board. We have Marjon Beauchamp. I'm going to take Kendall Brown here at number 19 and feel pretty good about that. So we come out of the draft with a 75 overall. So definitely a potential bench piece for this roster, and we will sign Wendell Moore out of the second round as well. Player option, James Harden declines. Danny Green, we're actually going to accept just because that $10 million could come in handy for a trade. So I like that. And then for free agency, of course, like I said, James Harden, he is the title of the video. So losing him would probably not work out. Wouldn't be the best thing. And Daryl Morey, since he did trade Ben Simmons, would probably most likely like to keep James Harden. Now the Nets have Bradley Beal and Kyrie Irving as free agents. I hope the Nets get both of them back just because I do want to see how that would look. But we'll sign James Harden back to his deal, of course. And then I am very curious to see how things went. Signed players, we have Kyrie Irving and Bradley Beal both returning to Brooklyn, which is great. So I wanted to see that stay united there. So that's interesting. I love that. The Blazers get Nurkic back, Bobby Portis to the Bucks, and Aiden is back to the Suns. So that's cool. And of course, we got James Harden. So now you have James Harden, Joel Embiid still paired together. You got Maxey and Shake Milton in the backcourt as the backup or the point guards. You got James Harden and Seth Curry at the shooting guards. You have Danny Green, Kendall Brown at the small forwards, Tobias Harris, George Niang, and then obviously Joel Embiid. One thing I do want to look at in free agency, of course, is their center spot, just because there usually is a decent one. I'm looking at DeMarcus Cousins here as a backup big man, and I like it. So we're going to sign DeMarcus Cousins to be our backup center. And then usually you guys know what I do in every Philadelphia 76ers rebuild. I use Danny Green's contract to trade for something better. We also have Seth Curry's contract we could use in a trade who has $8 million attached to his name. Or we could try something else and trade someone else like George Niang, Paul Reed or whatever, and then Charles is here. So I do want to make a trade for a better small forward. Now, I don't really know what small forward is on the market. That would be around like, I don't know. I guess it'd be, I mean, the maximum we can go is like 18 million, I think, or something. I mean, you could probably go up to 20 million low key. So $20 million. We got OG Anunoby as a name. So we could maybe convince Toronto to give us OG Anunoby. You got Bojan Bogdanovic, TJ Warren, who got extended by the Pacers, it looks like, which would not happen in real life. Kelly Oubre, Franz Wagner, Josh Giddey, Dylan Brooks would be an interesting one if Memphis was able to give him up. But to be honest with you, I'm looking at Toronto and OG Anunoby, and I really do want to try to get OG Anunoby from Toronto. Now, would Toronto give him up? Good question. Maybe not, but in this video, we're going to try to grab him. So, obviously, you'd have to include Danny Green's contract, which is going to be $10 million to just kind of match the money a little bit. And then you're probably going to have to maybe throw in some assets, obviously, to entice Toronto. So, if we just drafted Kendall Brown, it would suck to let him go, but to get OG Anunoby, it may be worth it. So, we are still about $1 million off. So, we can also throw in Charles here as another young piece, and then a potential first round pick in the future, and they should accept this, I think, and they do. Just like that, we get OG Anunoby to be our starting small forward or a 3-and-D wing paired next to James Harden and Joel Embiid to furthermore compete our chances for going to the finals again and winning a championship for Philadelphia. So now you have George Niang, Tobias Harris, Cousins, Embiid. So front court looks good. Backcourt positions look good. The only thing I guess we could use maybe is another small forward. You got Darius Miller, ISO Joe. You know what? For the gigs and gags, I'm going to go ahead for ISO Joe to be my backup small forward. Why not? So after all that is said and done, free agency, you look pretty good. We kept James Harden. Tobias Harris is down. Harden's down to 89. Joel Embiid goes down a little bit. We got Maxey up to an 82. Ojinobi goes down a little bit. Seth Curry. So players are going down, which is a little unfortunate. But at the end of the day, I think we have the championship roster to compete and try to go all the way to the finals again. And hopefully this time, maybe better seed, maybe have some home court advantage in our names. And I think we have a really good chance of actually making it back to the finals. And maybe this time actually winning it all. So power ranking's going to land us at number 4. Here's going to be a rotation for the season. That's Maxey, Harden, OG Anunoby, Tobias Harris, Joel Embiid, Seth Curry, Shake Milton, Georges Niang, and Paul Reed. So I'm very excited. I think this team has the ability to do it. Proficiency-wise, is a 4-star post-centric. I'm going to move this probably to, well, what could we do? Yeah, pace and space, and you also got 7 seconds. I'm going to move this to a 7-second system. We're going to simulate this season, and let's hope this is the year we get Joel Embiid and James Harden a championship ring here in Philadelphia. So at the end of the season, honestly, we were kind of like all over the place in the standings. We were like the 3rd seed, the 1st seed, and then we finished up as the 6th seed. So I'm not really looking at the seeding and disappointed at all. I think we are going to win our first round matchup regardless who we play, but you never know. Maybe that doesn't age well. MVP goes to Tatum. Cunningham wins Rookie of the... Okay, someone pointed this out to me in the last video, and I don't know why Cade Cunningham is winning Rookie of the Year in the 2nd season. It doesn't make any sense because the new draft class is here, and I'm a little confused. I mean, I think Cade Cunningham is playing in the 1st season, is he not? I really have to check this out. He did play in 2021 and 2022, but they label him as a rookie, and he wins Rookie of the Year in season number 2. Someone pointed this out to me in the last video, and I honestly didn't notice it when I did it in the last video, but okay, so there it is. I mean, I assume it's just 2K being stupid because literally you could see that he played last year, so it's the whole Ben Simmons meme, I guess you could say. Ben Simmons supposed to win rookie. I don't know, man. Drummond wins 6th man of the year. Davis defensive player. Robert Williams most improved, and Ime Udoka coach of the year. Here's your All-NBA first team: John Morant, LaMelo, Tatum, LeBron, and Jokic. And here's your All-NBA second team: Shea, Harden, Giannis, Jimmy, and Embiid. All right, here we go. Player stats wise, if we take a real quick look, we had 27 from Embiid, 23 from James Harden, 14 from Maxey, 14 from Harris, 11 from Shake Milton, and 11 from OG Anunoby. So we are playing the Atlanta Hawks, who we literally beat last year. So I'm kind of hoping for the same result here. Somebody playing, let's just see how it goes. So game 1, we're up 1-0. Game 2, we're up 2-0. Game 3, we're up 3-0, and we're going to sweep them, aren't we? Yes, we are. So like I said, the standings were so close. We literally have the same matchups as last year, it looks like. So yeah, we were like literally 3 games back, I guess, from the 3rd seed. So these matchups are really close. And we get to play Charlotte, who we beat last year pretty easily. So hopefully that repeats the same process. Game 1, we're up 1-0. Game 2, they even it up. So 2-1. Can we go up 3-1? Yes, we can. And we beat them in 5. So we're back to the Eastern Conference Finals where we belong. And now we get the tougher matchup in Miami, who have Kyle Lowry, Harrow, Jimmy Butler, KZ, Bam Adebayo, Max Strus, Omer, year 7, and then Gabe Vent. That's probably not how you say his name, right? I don't know. Duncan Robinson, Alfred Payton, and Raul Neto. So we got Memphis, San Antonio on the other side. This is going to be a tough matchup, I would imagine. So we'll definitely see how it goes. But box score for game 5, 25, 21, 20. Here we go. Game 1, we are up 1-0 to start things off. 130-125. Joel Embiid had 30. Harden had 26. So that's a good start. Game 2, they even it up. So Miami's not going home yet. Jimmy Butler is playing his former team, 38, and then Joel Embiid and James Harden did their thing, but it wasn't enough as we lose by 7. Game 3, we're up 2-1, so it's fine. We take back a game. We're up, and then Shake Milton had the game of his life here, 25 points. Definitely needed that for a huge game 3. Can we go up 3-1 in game 4? Yes, we can. 129-104. I did not mean to click play game. I wanted to look at the box score as I did it again. All right, let me try to do this without messing up. So now we got 26 and 23 from Joel Embiid. Okay, and James Harden had 18 assists. That's what I'm talking about. Assists master out here. Can we beat them in 5? No. Can we beat them in 6? Yes, we can. We are on to the NBA Finals once again. We were here last year, and now we get to play a young, up-and-coming Memphis Grizzlies team. So is John Morant going to rob James Harden of a championship? I don't know, man. Let's see. Maxey, Harden, OG, Tobias Harris, Joel Embiid, Seth Curry, Shake Milton, Georges Niang, and Paul Reed. Game 1, they're up 1-0, 130-127, 38 from John Morant, 27 from James Harden. Game 2, they're up 2-0. Oh no! Memphis is going to do it to us, aren't they? They're up 3-0. Memphis is going to sweep us. No, it's not over yet. You know what? Actually, we're going to make this epic comeback. We're going to make this epic comeback. I believe in us. 8-man rotation. Simcast every game. Let's see if we can push a game 6 out here. So we got to win game 5, of course. That's the first step. It's in Memphis. Game 5, very important game. If we don't win this, we're going home. So can we please push them to a 6-game series? And it is not going to happen, as we are going to lose 93-110. NBA Finals back-to-back, but we still are not able to capitalize and win a championship. Maybe third time's the charm. Let's run it back one more time. Draft lottery time. Let's see what we can do in the lottery. I don't think we have a draft pick because I traded it in that whole 3-team trade we made earlier, so we're not even going to worry about the draft at all. So staff signing. Do we fire Doc Rivers? Is he the problem? I'm not going to do that because he's gotten us to the finals, so I don't think firing him is the answer. So I'll grab a perimeter defensive coach, and I'll grab a post defensive coach. And actually, we have something else that we need to figure out, but I'm not going to worry about it. Let's go to player options now. So team and player options. What do we got here? We have Tyrese Maxey, Jane Springer, Wendell Moore. We'll accept all of those. And then qualifying offers, Isaiah Joe and Paul Reed. And then for free agency, we have Seth Curry as a free agent, Shake Milton as a free agent, Paul Reed. Okay, so I do want to sign Shake Milton back 100%. I do want to re-sign Seth Curry as well. So we'll sign both of them, both our guards back. We'll have both of them, so that's great. And then we'll also have Paul Reed and Isaiah Joe to make a decision on. So free agency, or our team is looking like this: Maxey, Milton, Harden, Seth Curry. You got OG, you got Tobias, and then you got Joel Embiid and Marcus Cousins. So kind of need backup front court players mostly, it looks like. So I think Paul Reed is going to be a guy we resign. And then centers wise, we have Favors. Not a ton. We got George Brooks out here, but I don't really want him. And then small forwards, Kentavious Caldwell Pope. Kind of makes some sense. We'll sign KCP potentially to be our small forward, I guess. And then we'll look at Paul Reed, and we'll re-sign Paul Reed to a deal. Just kind of keep our bench intact. And last but not least, I guess we can re-sign Georges Niang as well, and kind of hope maybe that can lead to something. I don't know. So, all right, let's take a look. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. So yeah, gonna have a full rotation again. We're gonna run it back. Maxey should improve a little bit more. We got Harden going down to an 88, Maxey, Tobias Harris. So guys are going down in overall, unfortunately, but I still think this team has the ability to get back to the finals. We've gotten there twice. We've lost twice as well. We lost to Utah and we lost to Memphis. So hopefully this third time is the charm and we can make it back and this time actually win it all. So Maxey, Harden, OG, Harris, Embiid, Milton, Curry, Georges Niang, and Paul Reed. We're not going to run a 8-man rotation. We're going to run a 9-man rotation, of course. And we're going to hope for the best. So let's simulate to the end of season number 3. Is third time the charm? Find out. So this is our year. Joel Embiid wins MVP. So the stars are aligning. This has to be the year that we get it done, right? It only makes sense. Nick Smith wins Rookie of the Year. Jabari's 6-man. Defense player Giannis. Michael Porter most improved. And then you got Willie Green Coach of the Year. So we ended up getting the 2nd seed. So we're actually a high seed for once as well. We're the 2nd seed where you can't see because my shoulder's in the way. So I'll try to, best as possible. At least you can see a little bit better. But player stats wise, we had 28 from Joel Embiid, 21 from Harden, 15, 15, 11, and 10. All right, let's see what we get to play. We get to play Atlanta again. We've beaten them twice, so let's beat them again, hopefully, somebody current round, and we are going to... Thank you guys so much for watching. Make sure you click here to watch another video that I know you'll love.